man testing out his new drone above a snow-blanketed landscape unexpectedly captured what many hunters could only dream of. Below the crisp white horizon stood a magnificent adult bull moose, its towering frame and massive antlers creating an unforgettable sight. But what happened next turned the rare encounter into something truly extraordinary. As the drone hovered, the moose began vigorously shaking its head, and in one sudden motion, its enormous antlers came loose and tumbled into the snow. While it's not unusual to stumble upon sheared antlers in the wild, witnessing the very moment a bull moose discards its crown is a once-in-a-lifetime event. After the moose calmly wandered off into the distance, the drone pilot hurried to the exact spot. There, lying in the snow, was the freshly shed, precious pair of antlers, an incredible reward from an already unforgettable encounter. Whether you're a human or a drone, you'd better think twice before stepping into the ring with an Australian boxer. A peaceful group of kangaroos was grazing in the open field when a drone operator decided to hover a little too close for comfort. The buzzing intruder instantly caught the attention of one particularly feisty kangaroo, whose instincts for protection quickly kicked in. With sharp focus, the kangaroo began bounding left and right, hopping aggressively as it tried to swat the metal intruder from the sky. The drone dodged the first few attempts, but the marsupial wasn't about to give up. After several determined leaps, the kangaroo finally seized the perfect moment. With one powerful, lightning-fast strike, what could only be called a slap of death, the drone was sent crashing to the ground. In that instant, the message was clear: never underestimate the strength of Australia's most iconic boxer, and never invade a kangaroo's territory unless you're ready for a knockout. What happens when you fly a drone into the territory of one of nature's most curious and powerful predators? Based on this footage, it seems cheetahs aren't too fond of being spied on. It all began innocently enough as a drone glided closer to capture a rare look at the daily life of a cheetah roaming the wildlife reserves of South Africa. But the low hum of the hovering machine didn't go unnoticed. With its sharp ears pricked and eyes locked onto the strange intruder, the feline's curiosity quickly turned into irritation. In a flash of speed and agility, the cheetah launched itself into the air, leaping higher than one might expect, and swiped at the drone with deadly precision. Moments later, the device tumbled from the sky, its beeping signaling its last moments in flight. Fortunately, when the dust settled, the drone was recovered with nothing more than a few scratches, a lucky outcome considering it had just gone toe-to-toe with one of the fastest and most graceful hunters on Earth. This is certainly not something you see every day. While hovering above the waters off the coast of Argentina, a drone managed to capture a once-in-a-lifetime encounter between a human and one of the ocean's most majestic giants. Out in the middle of the sea, a lone paddleboarder was gliding across the calm surface when a curious southern right whale suddenly approached. Then, in an almost playful gesture, the whale gently nudged the paddleboard forward with one of its vents before diving beneath the water. Moments later, the giant resurfaced, this time alongside another member of its pod. The two whales lingered near the paddleboard and nearby boats, swimming together in perfect harmony as though putting on a private performance. For the lucky onlookers, it was an incredibly rare and unforgettable sight, an intimate glimpse into the gentle side of one of the ocean's most powerful beings. While flying his drone along the coastline of Northumberland, a man stumbled upon a grim yet astonishing discovery, a massive carcass lying motionless on the sandy beach. As the drone swooped lower, it became clear that the lifeless giant was a sperm whale, stretching several feet in length and weighing nearly 6,000 pounds. Initial observations suggested the whale may have died from suffocation after becoming stranded in the shallow waters, though experts refrained from confirming the exact cause. By the time it was found, much of its internal organs had already begun to decompose, making the investigation difficult. The sight was considered extraordinary, as sperm whales, deep-sea wanderers that typically thrive in the vast ocean depths, rarely make their way into British waters. The ocean is without question a sanctuary for some of the rarest and most majestic creatures on Earth, and every so often, it reveals a sight that feels almost magical. Back in September a few years ago, during an aerial survey of whale populations off the coast of Western Australia, a drone operator was fortunate enough to capture one such extraordinary moment. Gliding through the waves alongside its enormous mother was a rare baby white whale. The breathtaking scene was made even more remarkable by the fact that only about 5% of whale calves are born white. Experts explained that the calf's snowy coloration is not permanent. Over time, its skin will gradually darken to a grayish shade within the first year of its life. But for that fleeting moment, the drone's camera preserved the magical image of a baby whale dressed in white, frolicking with its mother in the endless blue expanse of the ocean. Drones aren't just used to capture breathtaking or shocking footage sometimes, they become true lifesavers. After reading a heartbreaking post about a dog that had been missing for more than 10 days, a man decided to take matters into his own hands. The owners had nearly given up hope of ever being reunited with their beloved pet, but this videographer believed his drone might hold the key to finding it. Upon arriving in the town, he launched his drone and began scanning the dense woodland surrounding the area. For nearly 15 minutes, he carefully maneuvered the device over the thick canopy, eyes locked on the screen. Then, almost like a miracle, a tiny white speck appeared in the footage. There, hidden among the bushes, was the missing dog, tired, frightened, but alive. The man gently retrieved the pooch and rushed it for a medical checkup to ensure it was safe. Soon after, the dog was joyfully reunited with its family, a moment made possible by the keen eye of a drone and the compassion of a stranger who refused to give up. Nature isn't always serene and beautiful. Sometimes it reveals its darker, more unsettling side. Back in March 2 years ago, a photographer sent his drone soaring above a picturesque island off the coast of Florida, hoping to capture stunning aerial views of the shoreline. But what he ended up recording was something far more extraordinary and chilling. Beneath the glistening waves, the camera revealed a massive school of black-tip sharks, each measuring between 5 and 6 feet in length. Dozens of the sleek predators swam in unison, occasionally leaping from the water in a spectacular display of raw power. While this wasn't the first time blacktips had appeared near the island, it was certainly one of the rarest and most dramatic instances ever caught on film. Though blacktip sharks are not typically considered a serious danger to humans, officials quickly warned beachgoers to steer clear of the area. With such a large number of sharks prowling just offshore, the risk of an unfortunate encounter was simply too great. For the photographer, it was an unforgettable reminder that even the most beautiful waters can conceal a terrifying secret just below the surface. Here we have yet another wild critter who wasn't too pleased about an unexpected visitor in the sky. While flying his quadcopter drone above some thick, bushy terrain a few years ago, a man spotted a ram peacefully grazing on its favorite patch of greenery. Hoping to get a closer look, he steered the drone nearer, completely unaware that he was about to provoke the animal's fury. The ram quickly grew irritated by the buzzing machine invading its space. Without hesitation, it lowered its head, gathered its strength, and charged. In one swift and powerful motion, the ram delivered a crushing headbutt that sent the drone tumbling straight into the bushes. Fortunately, neither the ram nor the drone suffered any harm during the epic clash, and the device was later retrieved, though perhaps with a lesson learned: never test the patience of a ram guarding its turf. At first glance, you might think this is a microscopic close-up of an earthworm, but just wait until the clip unfolds. Hidden deep within the dense forest lies a python, a master of camouflage and one of nature's most silent predators, capable of posing a serious threat to any unsuspecting passerby. Their ability to blend seamlessly into the environment has long made them difficult to detect, even for seasoned hunters. But thanks to modern technology, this challenge is being overcome. Engineers have developed advanced drones equipped with state-of-the-art thermal imaging systems designed to spot and track pythons even under the cover of night. These high-tech eyes in the sky can detect not only massive pythons coiled among the foliage, but also native snakes as small as 18 inches long. This groundbreaking use of thermal imagery is revolutionizing the battle against invasive snakes, giving hunters a powerful tool to help reduce their numbers and limit the devastating impact they have on local ecosystems.